Removes United States from Paris climate deal. An article by the Washington Post, June 2nd, 2017. The Paris City Hall is illuminated in green to show France's support for the Paris Climate Agreement on June 1st, 2017, after President Donald Trump announced the United States will withdraw from the Climate Pact. The U.S. will join Syria and Nicaragua as the only countries in the world out of 197 not part of the agreement. Washington, D.C. President Donald Trump made a big announcement Thursday afternoon. He said he is removing the United States from the Paris Climate Agreement. The move made many of the people who voted for Trump happy. Meanwhile, many businesses and environmentalists were disappointed by the decision. The Paris Accord is a bad deal for Americans, a White House note to supporters read. The note went on to say that Trump's action was part of a promise to put American workers first. What is the Paris Climate Agreement? The deal was made in Paris in December 2015. All but 2 countries in the world signed it. It involved a lot of discussion and cooperation between many countries to fight against climate change. The planet is getting warmer. Most scientists think the warming cannot be explained by nature alone. They think most of the warming since the mid-1900s is from the burning of coal, oil, and gas. Burning these fuels is how we produce most of the power we use. This burning adds carbon dioxide into the air and also traps heat inside the Earth's atmosphere. These gases are called greenhouse gases. Together, the countries that signed the Paris Agreement represent more than 4/5 of the world's greenhouse gas emissions. A global effort to slow global warming. The Paris Agreement was not designed to stop global warming. It simply wanted to slow down the warming. The goal was to keep temperatures lower than 3.6 degrees Fahrenheit above historic temperatures. These temperatures were from before factories and fuel burning caused too many greenhouse gases to be released. The United States is the world's 2nd largest greenhouse gas emitter. China is the largest. The U.S. would have been part of about 1/5 of the total lessened greenhouse gas emissions achieved by the deal through 2030. Leaving the agreement was not a quick decision for Trump. The president took months to make up his mind as people on both sides tried to influence his decision. Rex Tillerson is President Trump's Secretary of State. He often works with other countries on agreements like the Paris climate deal. Ivanka Trump is President Trump's daughter and advisor. Both Tillerson and Ivanka Trump urged him to stay in the deal. They argued it would help the United States to remain in meetings about the agreement. By doing this, they said the United States could have more power. Would the agreement hurt big businesses? Stephen Bannon and Scott Pruitt were on the other side. They both work for President Trump. They told Trump that meeting the terms of the agreement would hurt U.S. businesses. They said the agreement would hurt U.S. factories. This could mean fewer jobs for Americans in those factories. These jobs are especially important in states like Wisconsin and the Dakotas. Trump won many voters from those areas during last year's election. The agreement also had support from big businesses from U.S. and around the world. These businesses even included giant oil companies like ExxonMobil and BP. Many of these oil companies have had years to get used to new rules limiting carbon emissions. They have been changing their businesses to fit these predictions for a while. The process for the United States to leave the agreement might take years. Still, Trump's decision could affect other countries sooner. U.S. leaving deal could cause more warming. Hans Joachim Schellenhuber is a scientist. He said that leaving the agreement could make the planet warmer. He said it would only be a few tenths of a degree Celsius warmer, but it would still be a big change. Schellenhuber says this would only happen if the other countries continued on their climate plans without changing them. Instead, the other countries might try to make up for the United States leaving the deal. Still, Trump's decision could affect the way other countries feel about the United States. This was seen last week when Trump went overseas. Trump met in Italy with the leaders of 7 of the most powerful countries in the world. There, European leaders pushed Trump to stay in the climate deal. At the end of their meetings, Trump had not changed his mind.